Right, Ledgers, can everybody hear me? And can you see Prime XPT website? Hope you all had a good weekend, good week so far, good month. Last week's plans went nicely. Excellent. So we've got Captain Cole Zoran on as guest. I'm gonna do my part, get my part with, and he's got a lot to talk about, so I'll go on silent, probably go eat something while I let him take over. So he's got a lot of teaching, and he's one guy I completely respect when it comes to views. Okay, so before we begin, let's get the necessities out the way with. Welcome once again to Bitcoin for Ledgers live weekly stream. Before I start, I want to thank our partners, Prime XPT, for making it happen. If you want to support the streams, these are all free for you guys, and you like the content, then use the link in the description. That will tell Prime you guys still want this stream to go. They'll sponsor the stream, otherwise they won't. But check them out anyway. Anything discussed in this, you can also get up to 7k deposit bonus using my link, and then code TraderSZ. So once you've signed up, go to the settings, type in TraderSZ, you'll find it, play around with it, and then make the deposit if you wish to use them. And well, finally, nothing in this video constitutes financial advice. Seek the help of a financial professional before embarking with your capital. One more thing with Prime is that they offer more than just crypto. They offer commodities, stock indices. We talk about ES or SPX, FX, so you can trade all of them with them. Okay, so let's begin. Quick recap over last week. My points are going to be straight to the point, no fucking about. Last week, where were we? So far we've nailed these fucking moves, and this is the same levels I had last time, not changing anything. Remember the long from last week? I said the trend continuation. If it doesn't pull back, trend continuation. Just quickly recap, and it went nicely to plan. Hit the target, okay, and then when it broke out, I said entry based on invalidation, okay, which was clean break above the range low. We reclaimed the range low, and I said we often don't get a pullback, so that close above was more than enough for a minimum because we had an invalidation, right? Now I said there's two ways of doing it. One is enter small in case it doesn't pull back, and it proved at my point it didn't pull back. So you could have got in, you can minimum, and then if it did retest, etc., then add the rest. And then it went up to target, and then target. Both targets hit, so it was a nice one. Yes, it is a Brummy accent. No, it's a Brummy one. Yo, Missy's got something in there. Yes, no, it's a Brummy one. Well, maybe she's got a point. My accent changes a lot. I can do all sorts of accents. So yeah, she probably got a point, Paul. So yeah, it does change. Now, what's going to happen now is the question. Okay, so I'm going to use a different chart. I mean, the same chart applies. It's just that I've been posting this one. This is just a mid-range. So another one I've got is just a more refined one. Okay, so let's get straight to the point. Wagwan. So that's still our range high. Oopsie daisy. This is still our range high. Range low. Remember, everybody thought this was impossible. Well, this is called bear market rally, and for weeks and weeks and months, actually. Well, not for that long, but quite recently we've been talking about a proper stop run would be a minimum here. Remember when I said that? Okay, and it happened. It happened in one go. It left many on the sidelines, and I said these entries based on invalidations are going to be important. So if you've been listening, you would have caught something rather than nothing. Okay, now what do we do now is the question. So this is still big resistance. I'm not saying it's not going to go up. Okay, just like when it was here, I said I'm not over with the bear market, but we do get bear market rallies, and that's a significant move. That is. Look how quick that happened. So what happens next? Well, one is if it reclaims back above here, then we've got most likely we're going to go towards range highs. Let's not worry about 30k, 29k, etc. Let's just deal with what we got here. We're down here, we dealt with this. Now we're going to deal with these two ranges. Now that that's reclaimed, it's going to be, this should hold as support till proven otherwise. This is our resistance. So for now, we just deal with this, and then just after that, this range. That's all we need to think about. Don't waste your mental real estate on shit we don't know. We don't, can't even plan for. We can only plan for the present. Now, what happens now is the question. So we've taken that out, swing failure. I would be inclined to say we get some sort of pullback. Now that pullback is supported by what I'm seeing in the ES Share the video if you can, please. Get the likes up. ES, so we're going to confluence that with the ES. The dollar index, bring it all together, pieces of the jigsaw. So the next target downside support would be here, wouldn't it? Because that's a support level here previously. After that, maybe around this region. There may be other levels ahead of that. We will get to that in a second. But for now, immediately, it would be this. So we're going to move on now and start marking our trigger plan. So target 1, if it's going to pull back, would be here. Target 2, maybe the top of this trend line, that's valid. And target 3 here. And that top of the trend line comes in line with more or less midpoint of this. Okay, so we've got a lot of confluence going on. So let's break this down now. And we're going to mark out the infamous Monday's range. As if you look at it, we've been choppy really. After such a big move up and one consecutive daily candles, you're going to get chop. It's normal for the market. Whether that's distribution going on or whether that's just some accumulation for the next leg up, I don't know. But what I do know is I have my plans ready. I know where my invalidations are and I know where I'm looking to do business. So let's mark out Monday's range. So we're going to mark out Monday's low. Everybody with me so far? I've just described context so far. Nothing significant yet. Monday's low. Can I get Monday's high in? It's just a smack back on nearly the mid-range. Okay. And I'm also going to mark out last week's range. Okay. Last week's mid-range. That's always a significant level to keep an eye on. Okay. Just keep it in mind. That's all. If we do pull back to it, that could be a significant level. 19,181.33. 19,181.33. 19,181. Yeah. 19,181.33. Actually, let's just change the text. Make yellow as well. And we don't want yellow. No. We'll have it blue. Okay. Make the text blue as well. Okay. Now you know what I when I get the 9191 when I was tweeting to XO. Hello, that's where FTSE. Hello, CG143. Hello, Grant Stevenson. So 19,181.33. Keep an eye on that. Last week's mid-range. Okay. So I'm not saying it's over yet. Okay. I don't think it's over. See, using the terms over. Oh no, it's gonna nuke. That just fucks with your head. What's the point? Just trade it. I mean, we weren't panicking. I'm still macro bearish, and I'm still taking more longs than the perma bulls out there. You see what I mean? We timed it better than them as well. So if you're watching my streams, you'd be on board this. The aesthetics are real. A viral knows. Well done, my man. Now, let's move forward now. And more or less, Monday's mid-range is so far capping the market now. So what I should have done is drawn out the Monday's mid-range like a hero. Okay? Already. Right. You know what? Like a fucking retard. Bear with me, man. Sometimes, you know what? I'm so slow at this shit. Right, that's better. 21,042.77. 21,042.77. Where does that line up? 21,042.77. 21,042.77. Copy paste that. Bob's your uncle. We'll give that grey. Just so you guys know, that's the level. Understand? Good. Okay, we got Monday's range, Monday's high, Monday's low. Lo and behold, Monday's mid-range is capping the market. Okay? So, I'm not quite comfortable with these highs, to be honest with you. Now, whether they take them now or whether they leave them for later on, leaving them for later on would be better. Often you get, when you're aiming for targets, you always say, oh, clean highs there. But that comes weeks later, there were those clean highs. But they left them for a reason, to take them later on. So, all I need to worry about or think about is what are the scenarios now. Now it's time to map out my scenarios. Okay? As long as it's below here, this is going to be resistance. Does that make sense? If it flips and holds, then it's support. Does that make sense? And this is for the single digit IQ people here. Does that make sense? I'm trying to, all of you here, I'm sure, above at least 10 IQ, but there's some single ones out there. So we must cater for them as well. We do not, we don't forget them either. It's important, you know. Inclusion is important in this day and age. So clear, right? So yeah, I mean, this is the thing. With this video, I mean, I'm trying to draw a nice trend line here, and that's sort of triggering my OCD now as to, you know, there we go. You get the picture. There's a nice little trend line here. Okay. Yes, I'm glad, Bray. I catered for your 2 brain cells. You know what? He's a real man out there. He's admitting it. Absolutely. Yes, like the video, please. Use the link in the description. I know you guys here more for the fucking roasting more than the trading. I know you guys. Don't fucking lie. Okay? Don't lie. I'm on to you. But it's okay. I'd be the same. So, we're then going to mark this out. So, the deep pullback scenario. Okay? Of course, we include everybody. We don't forget anybody else. One is, if it does do one more run up, which they can do. Okay? Run it up turbo. Take out the stop. I don't care how high. But I want to see that deviation before I pull the trigger once. Or if it deviates, then I step in. I take my short. In violation of clean break above. Target 1, which is Monday's mid-range. T1. T2. And then let's just go for T3 here. Okay, because this is previous all-time high. Around 20k is around previous all-time high. Is that clear for everybody? Well, if you appreciate the comedy, then use the link. Okay, does that make sense? Everybody clear? If it goes up there. If. That's a big if now. Okay? That does not mean it is. I don't know what the market's going to do. Market can do all sorts. This is the thing. People say, oh, you don't know. Of course I fucking don't know what it's going to do. All I can do is plan for it. Who the fuck does know 100%? Nobody does. Scenario 2. The shorter pullback. The shallower pullback scenario. Well, we've got an SR region here. Okay, around there. Okay, that hasn't been tested. Doesn't have to be. Okay, it doesn't have to go all the way up. I am going to play it more. I do think short term this is a counter trend. But who gives a fuck? Retest that. Okay. And then break below the mid-range. So that's a lower high now. And it's reclaimed. Well, that's a deviation now as well. There's my entry trigger. Target 1. Target 2. Okay. So you know exactly what I need to see. If it follows the plan, I know exactly where I'm going to go in. I know my invalidation. And that is it. Is that clear? And tertiary target plan is, okay, if the son of a bitch does decide to nuke, okay, well, maybe whether we get it or not from here, okay, is that a trend line going on? I'm not liking this. What's going on? What's going on, bruv? It's not looking good. Okay. And thirdly, for whatever reason I missed this, okay, not a problem. Breakdown scenario. Target 1, as soon as target 1 gets hit, cut in a clean break, whatever the swing high is, and then target 2. And after that, maybe target 3. Maybe these lows, I don't know. I don't care. I'll observe the rest. I don't mind missing out on this. Again, I do believe this is counter trend trade. This is last week's mid-range. And that was the last decent consolidation we had before we actually got a chance to rip higher. Really. Okay? Is everybody clear with that? Does that make sense? Now let's get on to, okay, if it does rally, we got to be prepared for the pullback scenarios and the trend continuation scenarios. I mean, for a long scenario, I usually time it with ES, etc., etc. But what we will do is, don't be mentioning other traders, shilling other things here. There's a lot of those advertisements. People buy those bots, right? And then they start plugging them into this chat thing, and they start shilling them. I mean, can words come here, start shilling themselves on here? Now, what the fuck's the words come to you? Only fans coming into this chat? Is it because like they got offended or something because of the shit I said on Twitter? But anyways, Shah Rukh Khan. Right, that's a new one. Never heard that one before. But okay, we'll go along with it. Right, the deep pullback scenario as to where I'm looking for a long is dip into here. Okay, wait for it. It's a break below trend line. People saying, oh shit. And then we wait. I don't know, this could nuke. Okay. Wait for it to reclaim. Once it reclaimed, okay, I'm going back into longs because this is still supported proven. Otherwise, I'll cut a clean break below here. I mean, you can target here small term, but I'm going to be targeting here. We'll see what price does. T1 and then running up turbo there. Maybe for a day trade there, because if it does this starts rejecting, then just wait for a reclaim back above here to get back in. Does that make sense? Okay, done. And well, if this Monday's low was enough of a run, maybe things change. I do not know. This is a possibility. I'd wait for a clean break above, and then hold, retest, hold, and then I'll go for the long towards there, and I'm done. Okay, that's good. That's all about it for Bitcoin. Nothing more. Everybody clear? It's pretty straightforward. If you plan ahead, you're not worried. Whether it pulls back, whether it retraces, you know exactly what you need to see. The trigger plan, the invalidation, the rest is up to the market. That is it. I wouldn't. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Talker. Even I'm macro bear, and I'm not even saying 12k just yet. It takes time. Okay. As for FUSD, well, FUSD, if you took it, you took it. I don't have a clean plan for FUSD. I'm gonna wait. But what I will say is I'm gonna bring in the Asian quant levels for FUSD. I'm gonna make that simple. Just time with Bitcoin. Okay. No. Let's not bring the Asian quant levels here. I can't show certain levels. Well, because I don't want to. Simple as that. So what I would say, how do I do it? How do I do this? Let's go to another chart. Let's go to this. Maybe we'll do it. Relax your body. There we go. Now we're talking. We can use July's range. So what I'm looking for is, I just time it with Bitcoin. To be simple, time with Bitcoin. Now, F hasn't really taken out the main stops here. But when I was talking about the proper bear market, right, at least take out the CS as another, which is good. It's good that they didn't take that out in one go, in my opinion. Because usually if they leave them in, they want to return it later on, get everybody bearish again, and then boom, rocket launch. Stop saying PYR. If you say that once more, I'm going to beat you. So, I heard you the first time. So, let's carry on. We're just focusing on this. Hello, hello from the Philippines. Hello to Filipino friends out there. Very nice people. Okay, let's carry on now. So, what I want to see for this is a key pivot now. You see this when it broke out last time? Watch this, watch this, watch this. Just focus on this. It did the same before. It rallied up, retested the mid-range. Okay? And then he blasted off. Consolidated for a while. Got everybody pissed off. Broke down. There. Lo and behold, what's happening now? It's consolidating for a while. Not as long as that time. Retested. I'd say breakdown below here. Time with Bitcoin towards here. Now after that, I don't know. Okay? But something like this, if it does something like this previously, where I'll be watching Bitcoin at the same time, if we deviate, get back above, that's my long invalidation or rocket launch towards there. Well, what I'll be looking for will be something similar. I'll see Bitcoin has bottomed out as well. Bitcoin's the main bitch. Okay? F is the side bitch. So don't forget that. So you wait for the pullback. Okay? However deep it may be, it doesn't matter. And then you wait for that reclaim, and you see Bitcoin's reclaimed. And then there's my trigger. I'll keep it level to level. Target, target, and target. Let's just go conservative. Obviously after there. But these are targets along the way. Okay? Is that... you just learn it, man. Just watch my YouTube videos. And just experience, really, man. Just sitting at the charts all day. Is that clear? Because that's the deviation done just like last time. And win. Now if you start smashing below here, or starts holding, that's a problem. That's a problem for us. We will have to reassess. It's not a problem. You just short it. Okay, yes, it is. It always side bitch is always dirtier, but that's why the F is a high beta play, so it's a dirtier play. You see, even in the markets, nature has its way of showing you. Understand? Okay, so let's carry on. As for the breakout play, just time with Bitcoin. Really, I mean, I don't have a clean breakout play for this, to be honest with you. I'm not too sure. I'm not gonna lie. I won't be doing alts in this stream. I'll do alts in the next stream because of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Again, once Bitcoin and Ethereum bottom out, then you know your alts. Okay, I'm not going to be doing individual alts. I just trade mainly Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, okay, dirty perverts, chill. Right, if it makes clean break and then hold, and then I can probably take a long. There, that's just if it does that. I don't know. I see it falling back, but I'm not sure. You know what? F is not as clean to me. Okay. Yes, I will do forex soon. I usually beginning of the year I let the first month unfold. Let the first month unfold, and then we'll do. I think I got stopped out on my cable trade. Maybe I timed it wrong. But I think looking at the dollar index, so let me get to my case for as to why I think it's gonna go lower short term, and then I'm gonna bring Zoran on. And once the first month is over with, then I will be doing more FX. But usually it's beginning of the year. Relax. But let's just start with dollar index. We spoke about the dollar index, okay, last time. I still believe short term. I think 99.6 is the key area, and we spoke about this last stream. So if you want to know my bigger picture view on the dollar, then watch last stream. So if you want to know more about the dollar index and even more about the detailed Bitcoin one for future reference, if you're learning, watch that. Just because I've done it in the past doesn't mean you can't learn from it. But yeah, I think this could be it, because if we swung for this. So if I was to trade the dollar, i.e. short the euro, same thing really, okay, then I would say invalidation below the blue box, and I target short-term target 1, and then below these lows target 2, and then towards there. Short-term, I still believe it goes lower towards here, and then macro bottom for higher prices, but that's more or less it. So with FX, you'll know my view on FX just from the dollar index, because the other majors go cable squeezed a bit, but it is where it is. No, I don't focus on 2-hour time frames. I just have it up because of the charts there. It's not specific time frame specific. I don't really focus on specific time frame. But yeah, I think that dollar index goes up, so you know what the rest of FX is going to do. And confluence with that is if you take a gander at gold, okay, what's gold doing? Where's my GC chart? Gold with nailed. Did you guys get on board gold? I posted on my Twitter. I'm quite happy with that one. That was a bad one trade. Okay, so if we go to gold, what nailed it? Look at that pinpoint. Well, what was it? Pinpoint, couple of dollars extra. But 1923, we got long gold from here. I've been long gold. I spoke about this before as well. So if you'll be listening, and I'm out completely. So gold is at a macros, and usually gold will tell you what the dollar is going to do a lot of the time, or gold will tell you the truth. I found it depends on context as well, not always depending on the macro environment. But right now, I think gold is telling me a lot. I think we'll pull back in gold. Bigger picture, I think, is bullish. But we focus on trading. So don't give me your investment thesis right now. I'm not taking a 10-year gold position. Keep that to yourself. I'm talking about trading. If you can't trade, that's fine. But don't be bringing your investment advice down here. This is for traders. So yeah, I think it pulls back. So that on reason I'm looking at this is for short-term trading and my dollar. So now I think... And that goes on the bottom out. I think we have a relief. Now that would line up with Bitcoin as well. Okay, Bitcoin. I mean, it doesn't have to be 100% correlation, but if you think about it, right? Let's bring everything together. We got the dollar index before we do ES, a key support, even if it's just for a bounce. We've got Bitcoin, a macro resistance. I mean, I wouldn't say macro, but a key resistance anyway. I mean, it's undeniable, isn't it? It's undeniable there. Deviation, big sell-off. Look at this. Deviation, sell-off, deviation, sell-off. And not only that, each time it's come to the mid-range, has it not come back to range lows? So why can't you not do it this time? Because you don't want it to. That's why. The reason why you think you can't come to range lows, even though it's shown you once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times it's done it before, you think you can't do it because you don't want it to. That's just fact. Okay? I'm not even saying it's going to go there, but that would be a target. I think around this area would be key. But let's see. Now if it flips, that's fine. Another factor of confluence is the ES. Now I spoke about my ES and I've cut all my ES. I was swing long. And I caught a lot of the moves. However, I am going to change if the market tells me otherwise. And I could be wrong. But just because I have a reason for a long, I look for reasons for exits as well. That does not mean I'm short. That's just reason for exits. Now this morning I did take a short post on Twitter. And what was that chart on Twitter? It was this one here. Where was it? It was down here. Okay. It hit target 1. There's target 2. So if you think about it, now that Bitcoin's coming out of its range, breaking down the pattern, now that ES is starting to come down a bit, dollar index is pushing up, gold is coming down. There's a lot of things lining up, isn't it? Bigger picture, I remain. Okay. Short. Well, let's not. I'm not going to repeat what I said. Anyways. So having said that, I think now there's 2 levels for ES. One is, if I think about it, zoomed out view. Okay. This could be, still a range play. I just because sometimes I get too caught up in the low time. I get caught up. Yes, I did. I nearly got stopped out on that. But I took T1 and then it trailed me out, and I used the profits from that to get back in. So I'm taking it lightly. I believe it's counter trend moves. I'm waiting. I made a lot of money on the way up. I'm just taking it lightly now. Okay, when the proper solid move is ready, then I'm gonna step the fuck in. But if you think about it, this is still range high. We've spoken about. This is still range low. Now, there's no reason why we can't come towards here before another big bear market rally again. Is there any reason? If this is the defined range, is there any reason we can't come here? Think about that for a second. Okay? So, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. What I do know is the way I'll plan for it is like this. Is if they come into support, and I'll be watching the first support area I'll be watching is this. So what we've got here is, we've still got this. Now, if it breaks this level, then we're probably going to come to range lows and take a deeper pullback. Now, this is where bear market rallies fuck over both sides. So no matter how you position, you will get screwed. Okay, this is where saying everybody's bearish, everybody's bullish makes no difference. The market knows this. The market knows you can repeat the same thing, think the same thing. Human psychology never changes. Okay, but it will still screw you. Where do you fuck up? You don't fuck up on the entries. You fuck up on the management. And this is where the market knows. That's what real trading is, the management of the idea. Any fucking monkey can click buy. So, I personally, scenario one is, if we do this, because this is the key support, and then start reclaiming, I'll be going for a short-term long, okay? Possibly back to the 40-30. This has become my defined range then. Okay? Towards there, probably towards the mid-range, target 1, target 2, and then possibly target 3. Now, if we smash below, okay, then most likely we're going to come to that range low region, okay, and that's when Bitcoin can get really fuckeries. We'll see what happens. I don't know. We'll see what the VIX is doing. The VIX is pushing up as well now. Let's have a quick one of the VIX. Yeah, I think probably 24 to 25 area for VIX. We'll see. And that's about it. Is that clear? So my point being, why I think the Bitcoin pulls back, I'm looking at the ES, came to our key resistance, 40-30s. The dollar index, that key support. Bitcoin alone is at macro resistance. And the rest, we'll see what happens. Is everybody clear? The main plan for me remains Bitcoin. Okay? I'm only doing the other side ones for confluence or factors of confluence purposes. Okay? When the rest is clear, I'll be posting more of those. But for now, that is it. Is that clear for everybody? Does that make sense? No, I use Epic Pen. I'm using this Epic Pen tool for lines. Okay, so I'm going to bring on Captain Cole. Okay? Like in key, follow the Telegram. I post things there on my Twitter feed. If things change, I post updates. As things go, I'm taking level to level for now. Let's see. Oh, he's here. Mike. Can't get access to my microphone. Fuck's sake. I'm having that issue again. Fuck. Settings. Captain Goal. I'm going to probably let him speak. Right, I'm going to let him speak and share the screen. I'm going to go on mute. I don't know why I had this problem last time. And I'm having it again. And I'm so shit with tech. Zoran, can you... Okay. I'm going to bring him on. So let me introduction. Everybody knows Captain Cole. Yo. Well, his name's in the tweet. He's going to take over from now. I'm going to...
You hear me, bro?
Let me DM you. Can everybody hear Captain Cole?
Yo, testing. 1, 2. Does everybody hear me? Check 1, 2.
Can everybody hear? So yeah, I apologize, but I'm gonna let...
Awesome. All right. SZ, I'm just gonna get started, bro. I don't hear you, but I'm just gonna take a second for every... There's some incredible alpha. A lot of you guys, I think it goes over your head, but especially when he details his plans, his thought process, how he's looking at the market. I think that's more valuable than, the levels he's looking at and how he's looking to enter things. He's breaking down this plan for you guys, and I think that's the gold mine. But yeah, let's just hop right into it, right? I mean, a little weird not having SE talk back to me, but between everyone, I just want to say that I do agree with a lot of what SE's talking about. This is, in my opinion, a bear market rally, what I like to call the echo bubble, and I use the term echo bubble just because. Um, oh, he broke it. I'll wait a second.
Can you guys hear him now?
Yo, yo, yo. We hear me? All right. I'm just gonna carry on. SE's giving me the go ahead. All right. So yeah, again, we're talking about this echo bubble rally, bear market rally, whatever word verbiage you want to use, it doesn't fucking matter. The point is that we've had a year of relentless selling, and now I think we're gonna start taking all these lower high stops up until a point, right? So I think last time SE had me on, we were in a range, and I said, next time you have me on, let's do it when prices start trending, right? We can talk about Ichimoku, we can talk about trend trading, and really dive into the weeds of like how I approach the market, especially now, right? So the last week or so, we had this move, this insane parabolic move that kind of just ripped off this range high. I was bearish here. I think everyone knows that. I really decided that, this is the range high. I'm going to take a short right here, invalidation above here. And I tweeted, if we get above 18.4, I'm omega bullish. The reason being is we've, deviated back inside the previous range. And now we're kind of looking at like upside targets, like SC was saying. So, we talked about, or I heard SC talk about, this macro range, macro mid range that we've hit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And something I've always learned in trading is, the more a level is tested, the weaker it becomes. So, with that said, on the fifth tap or the sixth tap, the rule of fives, and shout out to Crypto ISO, he taught me this, is when that sixth tap is most likely going to break. So that's why now that we're here back at that macro mid range, yeah, we can go back to range lows, but in my opinion, we're going to break through this mid. And once we do, and SC had that plan mapped out, once we do break above and reclaim it, that's a pure long to the range highs. But I digress. I'm going to get into the weeds of what I'm good at, which is trend trading using Ichimoku. For those of you who don't know, Ichimoku is a trending indicator which basically captures up to 70% of any given trend. It works really fucking well in trends. It does terribly in range bound markets. So one of the things I've always learned is know when and when not to use a certain system. When we were trading in this, 18.5 or 18.4 or 15K range, I was using my liquidity theory system because it's a range-based system, right? You're playing games from range high to range low, and you're trying to source liquidations. Cool screen is laggy. Give me a second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see if I can play around with the resolution here. 1 minute. Let's try this. I know this one. Is that a little better, guys? All right, hopefully it's not laggy. Anyways, gonna get back to it. So we had this range breakout. Now we're above the range, and as a trend trader, I use Ichimoku. It's my bread and butter. It's a trending system. Yeah, to go back to it. The one thing that I love is the edge to edge trade. So we had it here. It broke out on the 12-hour, and now as a trending trader, I'm looking to get into long positions on a Kumo breakout. So what are the prerequisites for a Kumo breakout, right? So first things first is you need a bullish TK crossover. What is that? It's when the blue line is above the yellow line. Think of it as a simple MA crossover. And this is where we had it right here last week on the 12th. That's the first prerequisite. Next, you look at the Chiku span, which is this line back here. What is this? This is essentially the current price plotted back 30 periods. And what does that mean? So when we assess the current price plotted back 30 periods, we can easily tell whether price is still ranging or trending. So if we look at the current price, plotted back 30 periods here, and we compare it to where it was 30 days ago, well, it's much higher than 16.5, right? So that just tells me that we're absolutely trending, and I'm looking for longs in this position. Now, the last prerequisite you need for a bullish breakout is this twist. Again, it's another form of a MA crossover. So you're looking for this crossover, and this is your kind of checklist to make sure that, okay, price is actually trending. It's not just a false break. We're still in a range. So I have all these conditions met. Awesome. So now the next thing I'm looking for is entries. So, SE talked about that 19.1 level being like back to the mid range or the previous range, Monday's range, something range. Fuck it, whatever range it was. This 19.1 level is kind of where you'd get an ideal entry. But for me personally, I think everyone's looking at this level. And if we kind of mark out this 19.5, 19.1 support level, which I was watching, if we get this reclaim, that's kind of what I'm looking for a long. I think that since many are looking for 19s, I think we probably front run it. If Bitcoin is in a truly parabolic run, we are not going to get perfect entries. We're going to get basically front run on everything. So in this situation, I'm watching this blue line, the Tenkin, for my entry. And as it keeps moving up, I keep moving my bids up. So I have swing long bids from 19.1 to 19.5 right now. We'll see if they eventually get hit. The interesting thing here with today's news, right? We had the SEC come out and they, destroyed some Russian exchange. I don't even fucking know the name of it. It doesn't even matter. It's just FUD, right? So whenever you have bullish or bearish news in a market and the market seems unfazed or it gets bought up very quickly, that to me is basically a good indicator that price doesn't really care about the market sentiment. It's going up for some reason. I don't care why. All I know is I want to hitch a ride on the trend. So as I zoom out to the 2-day, and this is kind of where we get into price targets, and I will be mostly talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum here just because that was on SE's to-do list, and that's kind of on mine as well. Once Bitcoin hits its key resistance and pulls back and consolidates, then we can look at alts and we can all go fucking trigger happy. But until then, let's stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So this is the 2-day cloud. One of my favorite setups is the edge to edge, which is basically, it says that when price breaks into this thick ass cloud, it closes inside the cloud. We have a bullish TK crossover, and Chiku span is above price, so it's no longer ranging, it's trending. That's the prerequisites you need to get into a long, right? So the traditional setup in this situation would be you can either enter here, but the stop loss always goes below the cloud and you're targeting the opposite edge of the cloud, right? So if you're macro bullish and you're saying, okay, this is going to rally, I'm looking at 29K, 28 something is the CME gap, 31K is the Kijun on the weekly, which I'll show in a second. But point being is we've broken into the cloud. I'm bullish. There's no way about it. I'm bullish. So from current price, 20.9K, all the way down to 19.5K, this is where I'm looking for entries. Somewhere here, if it consolidates, I don't really care. But this is where I'm looking to fill on a swing long, and I'm targeting this edge right here. Can it just go up to 25 and fail? Absolutely. Can it just go to 29 and fail? Absolutely. Can it fuck up this high and sweep to all the way to 33K? Absolutely, right? We don't know what's going to happen. And I think anyone who speaks in probabilities here is usually just a dumbass because, we don't know what's going to happen. But we plan for it. And I think SC is very good at articulating that, no one knows which way the market's going to go, but he has a plan for either way. And again, a failed bullish setup would probably be a bearish setup. So if we do come back into this cloud and we actually end up breaking down of it, that's a short setup like SE was talking about. But I'm going to be the hopium cope echo bubble bull in the chat today and really just give you guys some hopium because I've been waiting for this. I checked out of the market I think it was last spring, like March or April. I took one trade over the summer, which was the merge trade to 2000. And at this point in time, I checked back in November, which is, arguably the local bottom here. And I started looking at price. We had the FTX shit. It doesn't matter how you see things from that perspective. I'm just looking at where price is now in relation to where it was and what setups I see. So the biggest setup I see is this 2-day edge to edge. 2-day candle closes in about 4 hours, whatever the case is. Whether price consolidates and goes up or whether it pulls back into this cloud and goes up, I'm still in the camp that we're fucking going up, right? So people can argue the macro backdrop. Sure, I'm not the biggest macro fan or understanding of it, but at the same time, I do think that we have some upside, right? So I think one of the soonest macro events is FOMC end of this month, January 29th or something like that. So at this point in time, I think for at least the next week, week and a half, we're going to see a continued upside, right? We might get a pullback after that. I don't know. I don't pretend to know. I'm a crypto trader. I was born in this space. I test, I'm a product of crypto money trading. So this is what I know. So again, going back to it, this is the 2-day cloud. I'm looking for entry somewhere here, and I'm targeting this cloud, this edge right here. Now, if I zoom out on the weekly, this Kijun is essentially a dynamic 50% Fibonacci retracement. So essentially what it's saying is once it flattens out, and we actually never had this touch since the top in 69K, this is a big magnet for price whenever it flattens out. So this price flattens out right around 32, 31K, whatever the case may be. This is my ultimate upside target within this quarter, right? So from the trading perspective, I'm looking again to swing longs between somewhere in the 19Ks. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just consolidates and keeps going up. I think there's a pretty good case that today's low might actually be the low, just because I've seen it many times before. I've seen so many tweets about people looking for lower lows, a sweep of the range low to get into a long position. And again, I'm still bidding there. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I'm cognizant of the fact that this is what I call an echo bubble rally, and very rarely are sideline participants even allowed into the trend, right? So price in an echo bubble and a parabola, whatever you want to call it, makes higher highs and higher lows. This, in my mind, is a higher low. If we deviate here, I'll reassess and I'll keep these bids. But as it stands, I really would not be surprised to see this continue just chopping up and down, but creating higher highs and higher lows until eventually we get another God candle to the upside. So that's kind of my Bitcoin breakdown. One thing I will say that I do always enjoy is this 6-hour Kijun, which is again the dynamic 50% Fibonacci, tends to be really, really good for getting mean reversion entries. And why do we care about that, right? SC is a range trader. I'm a trend trader. So when I try to find the point of maximum financial opportunity within a trend, it'll usually be somewhere along a mean reversion, right? So if you think about it, that this provides the most ample opportunity to actually get into a trend after it's been trending. So if I ever get bids filled along this line, which is basically 19.1 to 19.4 as it moves up, that's where I'm looking to get into the swing position. So if you're looking for like a little alpha for me here, one big thing is that I like to leave bids on this yellow line. The first test of this yellow line tends to be like a wick right to the upside, and I'm immediately in profit. So if you know nothing else, that's one of my strategies. Let's move on to ETH for a second, right? I think that's always a big one that people like. SE talked about it being higher beta to Bitcoin. Again, so ETH, we had similar parabola. We're consolidating here. I really do believe anything in the 1420, which is the previous all-time high, up to like just under 15K. These are longs for me, right? So this level here, this blue line, these blue dots, that's what I'm looking to get into swing positions. And if we zoom out to the 2-day, again, we have a really nice edge to edge setup here, right? We have 19K, we have 2K, and then we have 22K right up here. These are the levels I'm looking to trade to. So again, similar setup to Bitcoin. If we get an entry somewhere along the cloud, stop goes below the cloud, targeting the top of the cloud. These are all really nice predefined risk reward levels. They're swing trades for me. I'm happy to eat some loss and be underwater for a period of time, thinking that this trade is going to play out. For those who do know me, 2019 played out very similar here. So this 2-day edge to edge 2200 is very similar to what we saw back in 2019. And I think a lot of people know me for this. Let's see if I can find it here. There it is. So I got into an ETH swing long trade around 137 here, seeing that the 2-day edge to edge was here. This is one of, I think, the most famous tweets I had is that I long 137 and I held this swing trade for about 3.5 months. I paid over $200,000 in funding fees and eventually TP'd. This actually missed my TP by like 5 cents, and then I ended up taking profit here. Point being, though, this all eerily reminds me of 2019, both from the macro standpoint, or sorry, from the cycle standpoint, as well as how price is behaving as of late. So that's why I really believe in the near term, at least in the next 2 to 6 weeks, we're going to continue to see upside. A lot of people are looking for a pullback, but one thing I know about trading Bitcoin the past couple cycles is it very rarely, if ever, gives you that perfect entry that you want. And sometimes you just have to sack the fuck up and long. A broken clock is right twice a year, twice a day, whatever the case is. I think I'm that broken clock, and I think that time is now. So again, I think we've been conditioned to sell, fade every single influencer over the last 12 months, which makes sense. I get that, absolutely. I'm not macro bullish by any means. I do think we make new lows at some point this year, but for the time being, we're in an uptrend. This was the local low here, and I think we see higher before we actually go lower. So this is how I'm looking to play things. That's kind of the short and sweet version of how I'm approaching things. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Bitcoin, Ethereum, looking at swing trades and kind of what to expect in the future. Happy to take any questions. Otherwise, happy to pass it off to SC.
Yes, also thank you for that. Where can people learn? Because people are asking, what are your settings? I'll message him on that, or unless you can hear it. And where can people learn about this that want to learn?
All right, so I got a question. What are my settings and where can people learn about this? So my settings that I learned, the standard settings are 926 something something, but I use 2060 120 30. The reason being is a lot of the times in crypto, we see that signals play out very quickly and are generally inaccurate. So I personally like to double the standard, quote unquote crypto settings, and from there, I like to wait for signals that kind of play out over a longer period of time. So doubling the settings on Ichimoku will lead to fewer signals, but in my mind, more accurate ones. So if I see the 2-day edge to edge, what I'm really looking at is the 2-day price action transcribed on the 4-day cloud because I'm doubling that time frame. So this leads again to fewer signals, but more powerful signals when they do happen. And then people are asking, where can you learn this method? So, Crypto ISO and I put together a trading curriculum. I'm not here to really shill it, but at the same token, if you want to learn more, toolsofthetrade.com. I think we can put together a promo code for TraderSZ. If you type in there TraderSZ, we'll give you 80% off the curriculum. It's essentially a 4-part curriculum where there's 4 courses. If you're more of an intermediate trader, the first 2, 3 courses won't really interest you. But the last course, Liquidity Theory, is where we talk about 2 different systems, one being range trading and the other being my personal favorite, Ichimoku. We get into a lot of different setups, something like the edge to edge that we just discussed, Kumo breakouts that we discussed earlier. These are all things that I look at. And again, people talk about, well, if it really works, why do you give it away, etc. I'm a discretionary trader, guys. I'm a point and click trader. I'm retail as it gets, just like all of you. I can give you my system in the same way SC shares his system in terms of ranges. But the truth is that I have a discretionary edge in experience and having traded with my system, and I know the nuances, right? So like some of you may blindly buy this level and not understand like, okay, well, I thought the stop loss goes here, but then I got stopped out here. There's nuances to the shit. So the point being is any, retail discretionary trader can share their system and quote unquote edge, but there's an element of this discretionary edge that just cannot be transferred. So that's one reason why I think putting together that curriculum was very important, because a lot of times people ask me in Crypto Insiders, which for those of you who don't know is a free Telegram community I have where people just chat the shit, shoot technical analysis, and just kind of have a back and forth of a bunch of market traders. And a lot of times people always ask, like, well, what's this setup look like? Why are you doing it this way? So I put together this curriculum with Crypto ISO, and it's really a way for traders to kind of get a holistic view of trading. There's no one right answer, but at the same time, you can't take a cookie cutter approach to the markets. And I think SC will agree with me in that. A lot of times people think, range trading level to level is great. And I do agree with that. But at the same time, when prices trend, I know how to make the big bucks. And again, I get chopped the fuck up in ranges. I'm still learning to improve on that. This is where I actually learn a lot from SC streams and EXO streams and a few others. But at the same token, trend trading is my bread and butter. This is what I'm known for, and this is where I know how to kind of lever up, create a position, sit in it, and hold it, and kind of walk away.
Okay, so thank you very much for Zoran coming on. So I apologize for the audio. It fucked things up. So can you guys hear me again? So give him a follow. His Twitter account. So let me bring his Twitter account up. This is his Twitter. Okay. Oh, look at the transformation the man's made. Fucking hell. Look at that. Fucking hell. If you don't follow him for the trading, follow him for the workout. My man's made a fucking proper transformation. So yeah. Hello, XO. So we'll do one or two. Go on there. Do one or two alts. Fuck it. Why not? We'll do one or two alts. Go on. Name your alt, and only once. And I'll do some FX. So my cable, yeah, I got stopped out. Euro is a bit clearer to me. So just to quickly go over Euro USD, if we can get back below June's high, okay, clean break below June's high, then retest, cut to the clean break on a reclaim, and I'll be going towards here as a target. And one alt, go on, let's bring it on. Oh fuck, APT. Go on now. I've never traded APT before, but fuck it. Let's see what APT got for us. APT. Where did you trade this? Binance? Okay. I mean, again, I don't put too much into this shit, okay? If Bitcoin's going to go down, then I'm not going to trust one individual coin. So we got big resistance here. This is huge resistance. Oopsie daisy. That's huge resistance. So if we start breaking down, okay? If we start breaking down below here, I don't know. I don't want to long it here. If we start breaking down below and hold, and Bitcoin does the same, then maybe towards here as objective. Now whether it's a continuation from that or not, I don't know. So that's APT. I'm keeping it simple. I'm not trading these, by the way. Yes, let's just do PYI since I was going. PYI hit some targets. PYI did hit our targets, some targets. Not this feed. And I'd just be cautious now with the rest of the market. You got to be realistic. Yes, when the dip happens. So there, we got long. I posted the long setup here. Okay, hit this, hit target, main two targets hit. That was extension, but it's still range bound. So that's all it is, really. Again, I'm not really interested in alts. PY hit my targets. The rest, I'm happy to think about one. This is a long-term bag for me. PY is a long-term bag for me. But again, I'm not going to be touching these until if I believe my views on Bitcoin. Does that make sense? LDO. I've never tried the LDO. I've seen a lot of it on my feed. LDO. I've seen a lot of it on my feed. If you missed the move, you missed it. Yes, long term, I don't know. I don't know anything about the FA. However, this again is that big resistance. You cannot deny that's huge resistance. Where does range low come at? I'd call this our range low. Okay, so we can probably revisit these areas. Yeah, as long as you don't make a clean break above here, I'd say around here. And then we'll see. Does it do this? Or does it take a clean break and hold above? And we got this objective. And then what we do is we map out fib extensions as projections for price. So if I get that high to that low, then we've got the 1.272 and this level as targets. Does that make sense? Yes, for those, don't fall for the scam Telegram group, okay? My Telegram group is the only one either in this description or my pinned Twitter. If you're falling for it and you got scammed, that's on you. You probably deserved it anyway. It's called natural selection. It's called natural selection for me, a thick fuck. It's not my problem. Stop flipping crying to me. And if you take a trade and go all in, just from a fucking chart, and then start DMing me, you lost. Well, you deserved it. Full on. I feel no sympathy for idiots like that. You're gambling in something you don't know. You deserve it. It's called natural selection. Deal with it. Okay. One more alt, Link. You know what? I actually did like Link. Link USDT. I had it marked out. Yes, so Link. Again, you choose your alts. Again, I can go through the 100 alts. What difference does it make? Until I believe Bitcoin has bottomed, what difference does it make? Okay? I got time for fucking idiots like that, man. You know what? Lose more. Let's give him a fake signal and make him lose more because he's fucking idiot anyway. So, Link, I don't know. We could test these range lows again, this region here. Again, the moment I get my buy signal for Bitcoin, that's my buy signal for alts. That's how I keep it like that. That's simple. So looking at all these shit, does it make a difference? No. So having said that, fuck it. No point going through anymore. When the time comes for alts, I'll do alts. But for now, I don't have it. GC, yes. I mean, for GC, if I look at this, if I clean this up, gold, I think we could retest around here. If the, again with this, the dollar index, you want to be keeping an eye on the dollar index around here. Okay. So if the high of the week, if that short term high is in, we could be. I'll be looking around here. I'll be seeing if the dollar index stops by that as well. I'm not in a mad one. I'm just speaking reality. Some people just don't like the truth. If the truth hurts you, you're a bitch. Or you're on higher estrogen levels. That's not my problem. Or you're raised by two dads. But I got a problem with that. But so it's this. You know what I mean? So that's the region I'll be looking at. So if I was to break it down as a trade plan, let's break it down further. I mean, I could enter around here if I've given you my thesis on the dollar index, okay? Then, yeah, why not? Cut in a clean break above, and I target this region. This region would look nice, possibly 2022 open, but that'd be my main target. I wouldn't want to push it too much, okay? I wouldn't push it too much. I just told you, if once Bitcoin bottoms, then the alts will be bottom, okay? There's no point looking at your alt and thinking that's God's gift and God himself did the pre-sale for it. No, he didn't. He did the pre-sale for PYR, by the way. That's because it's my bag. But yeah, my point being, you got the point. So yes, I hope you like the stream. My main focus was Bitcoin. Once you know what Bitcoin is doing, you don't need to. But indirectly, it'll tell you what everything else is doing. Does that make sense? So if you know what Bitcoin is doing, indirectly, you know what the alts are going to do. Yes, you got the odd alt. And we will do alts when the time comes, but I'm not going to do it for no reason. So yes, if you like the stream, we use the link in the description. That tells Prime you like the roasting. And with the roasting, we'll continue. If you use the link in the description, use code TraderSZ. And I'll catch you guys next week. Big thanks to Zoran, Captain Cole, at Captain Cole. His handles in the tweet. And big thanks to our partners, Prime XPT, for making them happen. So check them out. Bye-bye.